Also covering Florida is CBS Evening News anchor Scott Pelley. He is in Miami. Scott, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
The New York Times had an interesting quote. They said, is Florida going to be the end of the beginning or the beginning of the end? What does it look like in Florida?
Oh, Charlie, I think you have to consider this to be the end of the beginning, perhaps. You can't say that it's over until it's over, particularly because of the way the Republican Party has changed the rules this year. They've turned most of the winner-take-all states into proportional states, which means that you get delegates if you come in second or third. So that's what Gingrich is counting on. This is not going to be a great February for Gingrich, as Jan was just saying, but if he can get to the Super Tuesday states on March the 6th, he'll be competing in a number of southern states. And so as we move forward here, the delegates will be handed out in a proportional way, and Gingrich could hold on for a long time.
What's the biggest difference in the Romney team between South Carolina and the candidate, between South Carolina and the expected result in Florida?
Well, certainly the change here is the electorate here in Florida. This is a much more diverse state than South Carolina, a much larger state than South Carolina. We were out last night talking to a number of voters in a great Cuban watering hole here called Versailles, and we noticed that about half of the people that we talked to said that they'd made a decision for Mitt Romney. The other half said they were undecided. So that doesn't suggest very strong support for Newt Gingrich, at least in our unscientific poll that we took last night. But don't count out the Tea Party vote here, Charlie. The Tea Party is very strong here in Florida, helped elect the governor, helped elect Senator Rubio. About a third of Republican voters here, according to our CBS News poll, identify themselves as Tea Party members, and that is a show of strength for Newt Gingrich.
It's got a show of strength for him, as you mentioned. But what's interesting about the state of Florida, as you know, is in many ways it's been referred to by many people as a microcosm of this country. It's a difficult place to campaign because there are a lot of people from different backgrounds to win over.
Well, there certainly are. And Erica, the important thing to note here, too, is that the candidates have finally arrived in a state that was very hard hit by the Great Recession and has been suffering for a very long time. The unemployment rate here is about 10%. That, of course, is quite a bit higher than the 8.5% that we see nationwide. The construction industry has collapsed. Just last July, the space shuttle program ended. 7,000 jobs were lost in Brevard County alone. So this is a state where the candidates are really facing a lot of angry voters who are concerned about their futures and the futures of their families.
Two other things we'll keep a close look at are, one, the Hispanic vote, and also what happens to Rick Santorum. Scott, thank you so much. We'll have much more on the Florida primary tonight on the CBS Evening News, and Scott will update the results from Florida throughout the evening. Thanks again.